Part 2, Echoes of the Forgotten. The Fire at Glenmore House, 1978. The article was yellowed, folded 4 times, and buried at the bottom of a sealed archive box in Cambridge's restricted section. Scarlett found it while digging through Dr. Al-Rashid's research folders. No title. Just a headline, clipped from a local Derbyshire newspaper. 3 dead in mysterious blaze at Glenmore House, 1978, she read aloud. An unexplained fire tore through the historic Glenmore estate in the early hours of October 7th. The blaze claimed the lives of 2 servants and the young heir, Thomas Whitcomb, 17, who was reportedly obsessed with a strange book. There were no suspects. No cause. No survivors. In the margins, Dr. Al-Rashid had scribbled. Same pattern. Red fog. Name appeared in the mirror, then fire. Possible first British manifestation of the seal? Charlie looked at Scarlett, who was pale. That's my mum's village, he whispered. She grew up there. Scarlett's face changed. There's more, she said. Look at the boy's last diary entry. She turned the page. It was a photocopy of a scrawled sentence, found burnt onto the desk where Thomas had died. I read the line. I saw the eye. It knows who's next. Charlie stood and walked to the window. Outside, in the rain, a figure in red was watching. The Vanishing in Blackwood Forest, 1994. Dr. Youssef Al-Rashid closed the Glenmore file and opened another. This one was marked with a faded university crest and the word Blackwood, Confidential. Inside were 4 profiles. Megan Voss, 22. Edward Lang, 23. Jason Roth, 21. Clara Hughes, 22. All students from Cardiff University. All vanished in April 1994, during a camping trip in Blackwood Forest. The police reports were vague. Rangers said the tents were intact, but the contents were shredded. Blood on trees. Symbols are burnt into rocks. And on a torn page found inside a backpack. The book moves with thought. The 5th name was never meant to be read. Youssef stared at it. He'd seen the handwriting before. It was identical to a note found on Charlie's desk just last week. Back at King's Hollow. Charlie stood over a map. He circled the Glenmore estate. Then Blackwood Forest. Then, his mother's birthplace. They formed a triangle. Scarlett stepped forward. Charlie, do you remember the dream you had last night? He nodded. The one with the 5 shadows, right? Scarlett swallowed. No. You said 6. Charlie didn't answer. Because from the corner of the room, Ellie was drawing again. Without looking. Without thinking. Her hand moved on its own. And when they looked, she'd drawn the exact triangle. And inside it, a name appeared. Not Charlie. Not Scarlett. Not Ellie. Thomas Whitcomb. The dead boy from 1978. The dead boy speaks. Scarlett couldn't breathe. The name, Thomas Whitcomb, glowed faintly inside Ellie's triangle. Not ink. Not chalk. Heat. Like it was burnt into the paper from underneath. Charlie grabbed Ellie's hand. It was ice cold. Ellie, he whispered, did you write that? She looked at him blankly. Then her mouth opened. But it wasn't her voice. It was a young boy's voice. I didn't want to read it. I only wanted to know. But once you know, you owe it. And I paid. The lights in the room flickered. Scarlett backed away. Dr. Al-Rashid's notes were scattered off the table. Ellie's body shuddered, then went still. And she whispered, slower now. He came to me in the mirror. He said there's still one way to close it. 1 page left. Then she collapsed. The book flipped itself open behind them. Page 39. A photograph Charlie had never seen before. Blackwood Forest. 1994. The students are in front of a tent. And behind them, a blurry figure in red. The same figure was outside Charlie's flat 2 nights ago. The same smile. At the bottom of the page, one final sentence appeared. You know him. But you've forgotten why. Charlie dropped the book. And from the mirror behind him, a hand began to push through. The family name. University of York, Special Collections Room. Dr. Al-Rashid flipped through a crumbling leather register dated 1761. He wasn't looking for Charlie. He was looking for a pattern. And then he found it. The Everett line. A family listed as landowners in northern Derbyshire. Known for unusual academic obsessions, private rituals, and one strange comment scribbled beside the eldest son's name. Charles Everett, born in 1738, last seen writing in the book. Claimed it was writing him back. He circled the entry. Charlie Everett. Charles Everett. Same name. Same bloodline. Same book. Meanwhile, in Charlie's flat, Ellie hadn't spoken since the trance. She sat curled up on the sofa, eyes wide open but vacant. Charlie paced. Scarlett handed him a document she'd just printed from her email. I requested old psychiatric records from St. Albans home, she said. Look what I found. He read it slowly. Patient name, Charles Everett, age 8, incident, found drawing symbols in blood. Claimed a man in red lived in the pages. Memory suppressed via chemical treatment. Note, attempt to burn drawings failed. Paper would not ignite. Charlie dropped the page. He looked at the mirror. Then in the book. Then whispered. This didn't start with me. It started with my name. And from behind the wall came 3 slow knocks. The forest remembers. Blackwood Forest, 3:42 p.m. Scarlett pulled up to the rusted iron gate. Charlie stepped out first, followed by Ellie and Dr. Al-Rashid. The sky was clear, but above the trees, a low, unmoving fog hung like a curtain. It didn't drift. It didn't rise. It waited. Charlie clutched the book tightly against his chest. Dr. Al-Rashid warned him again. This forest, it doesn't hold memories. It becomes them. Ellie said nothing, just stared straight ahead. Then whispered. This is where he took them. The man in red. The group passed the gate. Inside, the trees leaned in unnaturally close. Like they were trying to listen. Every footstep felt absorbed by the moss. The birds had stopped. Even the wind didn't enter here. Scarlett looked around. What exactly are we looking for? Dr. Al-Rashid pulled a folded paper from his coat. Not what? Who? It was the 1994 photo, the students before they vanished. He pointed to the background. Between 2 trees was a shadow. Now they stood in the same spot. But now, there were 5 shadows. And only 4 people. Charlie turned slowly. The 5th shadow was behind him. The hollow echo. They didn't run. They didn't scream. No one even breathed. The 5th shadow behind Charlie stretched, then vanished into the trees like smoke caught in a breeze. Ellie clutched Scarlett's hand. Dr. Al-Rashid whispered. It's not trying to kill us. Not yet. It's trying to become part of us. Charlie moved ahead, drawn toward a narrow path the others couldn't see. The book pulsed in his hands. He didn't open it. But still, he heard it. Closer. Almost remembered. You're the page that went missing. He followed the whisper. The trees thinned out into a circular clearing. At the center, a small stone well, half collapsed, choked with black vines. He stepped closer. A voice echoed from the well. Soft. Childlike. His voice. Charlie. Do you remember what you promised? He froze. Scarlett arrived behind him. What is this place? Charlie looked at her, face pale. I think this is where it started. For all of us. He leaned over the well. Inside was darkness. Not water. Not dirt. And in the silence came a second voice. Not a whisper. A scream. From Daniel. Charlie. Don't let it write to me again. Charlie dropped the book. And the vines moved.